I'm excited to be here and appreciate you giving us some time here. This was going to be a call for Kagan Brake and Brandon Lawson, but they got some bad hair days this morning, so they didn't want to be on the call. So I thought I'd jump on here for them. But one thing I do want to talk about, man, I got to congratulate Todd Barrett and those four guys, Jerry Owen, Corey Price, and Kevin Glasscock on that call last week. We've had a lot of amazing conference calls and trainings over the years. Leland Radcliffe is just an absolute bad mamma jamma whenever he gets on a call. And it does nothing but get everybody jacked. But last week, that call, I think, was probably one of the most useful calls that have ever been, recorded as far as that goes. Because we got four guys that are absolute studs. I think they've all been a number one agent at one point in time, and that is some tough stuff. And if you add up their incomes for this year, it's going to be over $1 million. I can guarantee you that. So, they're giving you the shortcuts. They're giving you the processes and things to win. So go back and listen to that conference call last week over and over and over again. I've already listened to it 3 times, and my confidence and premium has gone nothing but go up. So those are just tactical words of the four of the best, just spitting game on how to write a lot of premium. So go back over that and watch what happens, right? And I got to say, on this last conference call on Monday, Brendan Lawson, man, you killed it. I can't be more proud of that young man, of where he's come from and where he's going. He started when he was 18. He's 21 now, and he 1099 over 100K last year, and he was 20 for most of the year. So it's here, guys. It's here. 100K plus is here for you. But anyways, I'm going to keep rolling here. Today, I just want to talk about a few different things: mentality, energy, and effort. And Scott, Glenn, can you hear me okay? Am I coming through all right?
Yeah, sound great, Pat.
Good deal. And so I think mentality, energy, and effort is 80 to 90%. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. 80 to 90% of our business, right? And I think the other 20 or 10% is going to be technique. Okay, you have to put a lot of energy and effort and have the right mentality on the front end. That's where you get the energy to train into your technique, and then everything else kind of works out that way. All right, you got to think about that on a daily basis. So all these things are trainable. This is the good news, folks, is all these things are trainable. Whether you're 18 years old or Bob the Beast, the hardest worker in Orca, right, who's got a couple years on a few of us, right? All these things are trainable skills, okay? All right, so I just wanted to throw that. And these are all choices as well. Mentality is a choice. The effort that you go every day with is a choice, right? The energy that you show up with, that's a choice. Okay, so you get to choose after that door kill or after that big app goes to underwriting and or decline. You have the choice to say what you're going to be thinking and doing in your next home, in between your next home. Okay, so it's all a choice. And I know most of the time it doesn't feel like that. Most of the time it's like, man, this is just woe is me. This is just how it's going to go. Nope. You can reset and you can transform your day at any point in time. Okay. So as I was going through GroupMe, going through the names, I had a realization. There's not a lot of people that I don't see on there that aren't like kicking tail pretty much on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And that just makes me so proud of wearing this thing that we call Orca, and being part of this team. A few folks that I just want to kind of shout out for folks that I think that are new and up and coming leaders and new and up and coming super riders, right? I just have a few names here, and if I miss you, it's not on purpose, all right? But first guy I want to shout out is T-Bone. T-Bone, man, he's got, I think he's number 10 in Orca right now in the country, and I just couldn't be more proud of him. He's within his first year. He's doing great. Phil, I don't know your last name. Phil Brown's always an OG. He's great. But the other Phil that I met this Friday, I think it's his first week out. He's on APP. I see nothing but good things coming from this guy. Aaron Carrico, he's been cranking it up the last few months. Addie Durham, she's done nothing but kill it since she came in. Andrew Oakes, I feel like all he posts is Orcas every single day. Andy the Ambassador, Andy Bell, right? Andy Bell, he was number one agent just 2 weeks ago. AK, all right, AK, any good's a good hood, baby. Bob the Beast, man, I got nothing but mad respect for Bob the Beast, the hardest worker at Orca. One thing that gets me out of the negative mindset out in the field is thinking about Bob the Beast knocking on doors in a back brace after he broke his back and he's still cranking out premium. I mean, don't your problems get a little smaller when you think about that guy? I mean, Bob, I got nothing but respect for you, buddy. Been on the road with him a few times. Positive guy, just wants to do nothing but help, and he's got a lot of good mentalities. Brittany Corrigan, very consistent. Geneva Miller, number 5 in the nation here at Orca. Joey Singer, been doing nothing but killing it. Chase Napier, Tovar, Vandergriff. Man, Vandergriff's really been cranking it, right? Dougie Fresh, Frank the Tank down in Texas. All right. It seems like he's writing $5,000 since he started. Jesse Lancaster. I mean, he wrote like 400 or 500 yesterday. And let me tell you, if you can write 300, 400, or 500 in one day, you've tapped into that super rider. Okay. You've tapped into that super rider. So if you've done it one time, you can do it again. All right. Josh Deal, man, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I think he's on APP. Josh, you've done nothing but crank it up the last 8 weeks, right? Josh Satter, Luis Silva, man, he's 3,000 to 6,000 every week. Mark Walkenhorst, what a great guy. I had the pleasure of sitting down with them or talking with them on Friday. You know, he's the quiet assassin. I think he's top 10 right now. He said that he's done nothing. One of the single things that changed his career was listening to Mind Tickle over and over and over again. All right, so take note of that. Nick Davis, stud then, stud now. Love you, brother. Nick Elliott, see nothing but good things from him. Sean Hesselden, I don't know you, buddy, but I want to meet you. And you're just cranking it out. Old Treg, and then last guy right here is Trent Van Cooken. All right, Trent, I see nothing but good things coming from him. You know, there was one thing, I was sitting behind him in meeting, and the whole meeting he's shaking his head yes. And I'm like, this guy gets it. And of course he cranks a lot of premium. All right. So those are the guys that I think that are going to be the next generation super riders, next generation leaders. And I'm pretty sure every single one of those guys and gals are within their first 9 months. And they're all cranking out big premium. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your career, you can flip on a dime if you make a decision. Okay. If you make a decision. So kind of back to energy and effort. If I missed you, it's not on purpose. Okay. So one thing I want to talk about is energy. Is every single day, and we're just rolling here, by the way, every single day you need to bring the noise. All right. We're in straight commission sales. All right. You have to bring the noise. All right. Why would you put cleats on and go out in the field if you're not going to give it 100%? Okay. Ed Milet talks about this all the time. More people in business are training to be like athletes, right? And it's basically what he's saying is like, you need to be bringing the noise when you're in business. Okay. Just like athletes do. All right. One thing that J.O. always says is every knock is a new knock. That sounds very simple, but it's one of the most profound things I've ever heard in my life. Jerry Owen said that. Every knock is a new knock. You need to bring new energy with every knock. They don't know what just happened in the last home, right? Whether you wrote 300 in the last home or you wrote 0, the next, or you got a door killed, the family does not know what just happened. So reset after every lead. Every lead is a new lead. Every knock is a new knock. And if you just get that one thing down, it could change your whole career. Okay. No matter where you're at, you know, effort is between you and you. All right. I think Ray Lewis says that effort is between you and you. All right. Go hard as you can. All right. You want to make sure that you're getting back late to the hotel. You never want to be the first one back. If you're the first one back, you're shorting your income, you're shorting your business, and you're shorting your teammates because you're telling your teammates it's okay to get back early. All right. I'm just keeping it real. So you want to make sure that you're getting back home late every week. You know, I used to tell myself, hey, man, if I can get back on Thursday night at 1, 2, or 3 a.m. for 100 weeks in a row, I'll be good. And so basically I just set that finish line of like, hey, you know, if I can just keep going, if I can just keep working late, if I can just keep getting that last sit on a Thursday, because that everybody knows last house pays. And that's when you turn your week from, you know, 150 to 300 or 300 to 550 or 550 to 700. It's always on that last house, right? So efforts between you and you. I don't care if you have a good sit, a good day, a good week, fantastic. All right. You got to do it again. It's about stacking these things on top of each other over and over and over again. If you have a good month, fantastic. Do it again. If you have a great year, good. Hey, you might be part of my tribe. Do it again. All right. Because the bills are going to keep coming. The bills are going to keep coming. Your car payment's going to keep rolling. Your rent's going to never stop. You're going to always have to pay for health insurance and life insurance and all that other stuff. All right. So you got to be able to stack that on top of each other over and over and over again. Don't be that guy or gal that writes that 5,000 or 7,000 and then takes the gas off the pedal the next week. Right. Because if you write 7,000 and then don't really give it your effort the next week, you still average 3,500. Right. And that's a decent average, but you just wrote 7,000. Go do it again. So it's about stacking cash and stacking premium, and that's how you do it. It's the biggest mistake I see is people not stacking that on top of it. Like you hit the gas all the way down, and then you take it off. You hit the gas all the way down, then you take it off. It's like, man, just go all in. Why not? Because you have the capability. If you've done it once, you can do it again. All right? So attitude, right? You have a choice in your attitude, right? And this thing we call our office, which is our cars, is an attitude amplifier. It's an attitude amplifier. So if you're absolutely killing it, right? It's an attitude amplifier. You're sitting there, you're hitting your song, you're grooving, you're moving, you're going from house to house. Life couldn't be better, right? But the opposite's true as well. You're like driving through, you're hearing every rock hit the underbelly of your car, and you're like, oh, dang it, what the hell's going on, right? So it's your car and your mind. And it's only in between homes is when this comes up, if you actually notice it. It's not when you're in a home, right? It's when you're in your car, right? And I don't know what all that means, but your mind and your car can either be a heaven or it can be a hell, right? In our business, a lot of times it's hell, in between the ears. So find ways to get yourself out of that, because your attitude is a choice, right? Your attitude is a choice, and mostly it's in between homes. So call teammates, call your upline, listen to whatever music you have to. Podcasts typically reset me. So it's about hitting that attitude reset and that attitude adjustment consistently. Okay. So it's, what attitude am I choosing right now? So I got a question for everybody, and that's, what do you do after a big win or a big loss? A big win or a big loss. So if you just write 300 or 200 in a house or 100 in a house, that's still a big house. Or if the deal got blown up on you. After a big win or a big loss, you immediately go to the next lead. You immediately get to your next rep. You immediately get to your next family, right? Because, if you end your week on a bad note, right, and you don't keep going, right, that's gonna trail into your weekend. You're gonna be festering on that, and you're gonna believe that kind of what might happen on Monday again too. So after a big win or a big loss, get your next rep as quickly as you can. Don't take any breaks. Right? Just get to your next lead as quickly as you can. And that's where the magic happens. I'm telling you. All right. I'm telling you. Right. And we got control of our time off. All right. I'm just rapid fire here today, boys. So you got control of your time off. Right. And Jordan Wire says it best is you got to earn your time off. You got to earn your time off. We're 1099. So the freedom that we have is an absolute blessing. I'm telling you right now, everybody experiences that. It's crazy. Everybody, utilizes their freedom, right? 100% of the time. So, but you got to earn your time off. All right. You got to earn your time off. Don't take off just to take off, right? Especially when you don't feel like it, especially when your Monday might be dragging in, or it's like, man, I really don't want to stay another day. Right. But if you don't got anything going, take out some more leads and keep it rolling, because I promise you, if you don't keep going while you can, the final expense guides will make sure that they punish you in some weird shape or form. All right. So make sure that even when you're feeling not good, one of my biggest days that I've ever had in my entire life in this business, it wasn't the biggest premium day, but I just was feeling absolute garbage. Right. And it was a Tuesday, and, I don't think I wrote anything on Monday. I don't know. I forget. But I had some kind of congestion, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit here in the hotel. And so went out, wrote some business. I remember filling out a pricing sheet, and I got the sniffles and stuff's coming out, and snot hit the pricing sheet as I'm filling it out. And I'm like, what is happening right now? What am I doing here? So I had to get a new pricing sheet. They didn't see it, but maybe that's TMI. But anyways, when I was feeling like garbage, I went out, wrote $175, and that was one of the biggest days ever, because I'm like, no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling, I'm going to keep going, and I can do it, right? So it's huge. No matter what you feel like, you got to keep going. All right. Because everybody's experienced this. Your weekends are better, right? When you got premium in the bag. Your vacations are better when you got premium in the bag. Life is better right? You see life differently when you got premium in the bag. Isn't it crazy when you leave a house and you write 2 to 300 and like that same valley or that same hill, that same area that you're in, like looks a little different, right? It's crazy, right? So really take a second to think about that. All right. So really put a lot of energy and effort into forward momentum on that. All right. We always say your problems get a lot smaller with premium in the bag. You know, it's the weekend. You wrote 800 this week, and all of a sudden your car just blows up. You're like, who cares? I wrote 800 this week, right? Right. So that's true statement. All right. So one thing I wanted to go over is just a couple of one-liners that I throw out, and then I'll take this thing for a landing because I don't want to go too far into this. But one-liners that we use on Sales Team 6 that work 100% of the time, right? Because I want to talk about mentality, but then also tangible things that you guys can use today, right? So these are lines that I've been using for a long time that get you a positive response 100% of the time, not 99, 100% of the time. So I think I got 5 of them, right? This is recorded so you can go back. All right. But so the first one is, guys, you know better than me that we're all just one doctor's visit away from being uninsurable. All right. Very simple line. But you want to throw these things in at given points during the sit. So we're all one doctor. You guys know better than me that we're all one doctor's visit away from being uninsurable. Right. And another thing I like doing is flipping through the leads. All right. Flipping through the leads and say, guys, and you can put this in anywhere in the sit. Okay. These are you just throw them in at any point. Is, guys, you flip through the leads and you say, the crazy thing is that there's somebody in this stack that I have not met yet that I'm going to have to tell them that I can't help them because they waited too long. Because they waited too long because of their age, or they waited too long because of their health. Okay. And you guys know better than I do. It's all about age and health with this kind of thing. All right. So that's a big one right there. And you get a yes every time. They're like, wow, that's true. Another one we use is where people mess up is that they look to get qualified after that they have health issues. That's why it's so important to qualify while we still can. Okay. While we still can. And so these little things are just value add statements that you want to add into your craft, right? Now, these do hit 100% of the time, and it could be that one that shifts them from I got to think about it to I'm going to do the 10,000. Okay. Right. So the next one will be, as you know better than me, the difference between a family that has all this taken care of and a family that doesn't is night and day. Is night and day. And so you just want to say that when they don't have any coverage typically. Okay. The other thing you want to make sure that you always kill off, if you're with a husband or spouse situation, you want to kill somebody off in the family. Okay. So dad passes away. Okay. Mom, you got to sit down with that funeral director within 24 to 48 hours. Okay. And we got to take care of this all at the time of passing. That's why this final wishes planning guide is so darn important. And you take the policy and you say, this is how we're going to pay for it. Okay. Now, vice versa for mom too. So basically you want to make it real. Okay. A lot of times these families have not, or anybody in general really, have not thought about what that actually looks like. So you're just throwing that picture out there of like, whoa, dad's not going to be here forever. Whoa, mom's not going to be here forever. Right. And so even though they may have said that they have it all taken care of at the door or in core or during the sit, you're in the flip chart and they're like, honey, I don't know why you're going through this. Right. We got it all taken care of. Hey, no problem. I'm just going to keep going. Right. And then all of a sudden you killed that off. And then the vibe of the whole sit changes. Okay. That happens more times than I care to admit. So that's huge. Okay. Let's see. The last thing I got is, I always tell this story. Core and value adding statements are typically about stories. So use stories from families in the past. Borrow somebody else's story of somebody they sat down with. So one thing that I always say is, typically when somebody has not really given me anything is like why they're thinking about this. And like, I always say, hey guys, it's kind of funny. I was sitting down with a guy last week. He was 70 something years old. And I'm like, I asked him the same question I just did you guys. And I'm like, hey, John, what's gotten you thinking about this? Why now? You're 73 years young. Why are you thinking about taking care of this kind of thing? And he's like, Patrick, I got to be honest with you. I opened up my yearbook the other day and I'm the only one left. And I'm like, whoa, John, that's pretty heavy stuff. The only one left? Yeah. And so, you say that to families and it becomes real. All right. Now that's just a story that most of our families can relate to. Because if they're 55, 60, 65, 75, 80, they've lost a lot of people in their age bracket, right? And so a lot of people want to defy their mortality. And so when you're bringing these stories to light, oh wow, not many people in my yearbook are left. They're thinking in their mind too, like, wow, that's kind of the same for me as well, right? It's like, man, I gotta do something about this. So these lines, go back and listen to them and use whatever you want. You can pick and choose. It doesn't matter. Use them all. But they get a positive response 100% of the time. I've used these hundreds and hundreds of times, right? And sometimes they just say yes. Other times I can see a vibe change in the home. And that's what it's all about, is a vibe change, right? unless they're already with you, right? So we're going to take this thing for a landing, right? And at the end of the day, you essentially get out of this business what you think you deserve. Okay. Geneva Miller had said this, I talked with her, I think it was November. And she had said this a long time ago, is she's just like, I just expect to, I'm like, how do you write 7,000 every week? She's like, I just expect to do that. Right. And so you essentially get out of this business and out of life what you deserve. Right. I'm big into fitness. So it's one of those things. If you're going the extra mile in the gym, you're doing that extra few reps after you're sore, right? Because you can always do more. You can always do more. If you're doing those extra reps in the gym, right? You're taking the extra nutrition. You're doing these things that are good for you. You're telling your mind and you're telling your body that I deserve more, so I'm going to get bigger. I'm going to get stronger, right? It's the same thing out in our business. It's about doing the extra reps. It's about doing the extra training. It's about putting in the extra hours. So start thinking about the activities that you need to do on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis to tell yourself that I deserve to win more. I deserve to write more. I deserve to make more money. I deserve this, right? And and you only do that by two things. You do it by associations, being around people that are winning, and you can do that by Mind Tickle as well. If you're listening to Mind Tickle video, you're associating with Corey Price. You're associating with Kevin Glasscock, right? So you do it with associations, right? And then you're doing it with doing the extra work, right? Those are two big things that'll raise it right off the bat. All right. So tell yourself on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis that I get out early, that I stay out late, that I'm putting in the extra days, I'm putting in the extra hours. I'm doing more than other people, so I'm going to get more, right? So start thinking about like where you can add that in, because I don't care who you are, from Glenn to somebody who's not even in the field right now, you can do more right now. Okay, you can train more, you can work more. All right, you're leaving some on the table. All right, just listen to David Goggins and he'll prove it to you. Right. So you want to say that I'm doing more now than I ever have before, so I'm going to get more than I ever had before. Right. So what you do is you force your business to level up. You force your premium to level up. Right. And then all of a sudden your objections kind of start subsiding. You get less objections. Right. People pick bigger apps. Right. You get door killed less. Like magic happens once you make this shift, and it's just millimeter shifts. Okay. So with just a few millimeter shifts, you can absolutely change your business and change your life, because nobody can convince me otherwise that this thing that we do with Orca Life can not only change the lives of people outside of our business, the people that we serve, but then also change your life as well. Time and time again. Okay. Time and time again. So that's pretty much all I got for today. I hope I didn't go too long. Hope I wasn't preachy or anything like that. Just coming from the heart, coming from the soul, because I love everybody on this call. And Scott, I don't know if Scott or Glenn or whoever has any other kind of comments or anything like that, but I'm fired up. I'm probably gonna write 500 today.
Is that all you got? Is that all you got?
I mean, I can go 5 more hours, man.
Is that all you got? Lindsay, what do you think about this?
Holy cow. That was some good energy, Patsy. Hey, I got a question. First of all, that was fantastic, but I got a question for you. So what is Pat Holder? Because I'm sure it's changed over time, but what is your mentality going out into the field today? Because it's probably changed from when you first started back here, right? And it's changed over time and continue to grow. So what is that mentality for Pat Holder?
Yeah, for sure. Every day is a little different, but it's the same for sure. And right now it's about my teammates. Congratulations, Patrick. It's not about you anymore. It's you're visible. We're out in our cars by ourselves, but you're visible, right? Your premium is visible. What you do on GroupMe is visible. your attitude, it's all visible. So, for me, it's I'm putting my teammates first. It's like, I act like there's a video camera in my car that kind of records my whole day, if that makes sense. All right. So, and I used to think, I'm like, okay, what if Glenn was watching me right now? Would he be all right with me, sitting in the parking lot and watching Bill Burr for 15 minutes to get back on track? No, you want me to write another, go knock on another door. So every day for me, it's about my teammates, because I need to prove to my teammates on Sales Team 6 and to Orca every single day that, like, I'm just not arbitrarily speaking crap from my mouth. And honestly, like, I love it. I love sitting down with families most of the time. And the mentality is just, man, I need to go out there and win for my teammates. And that's pretty much A, B, and C for me, just takes the cake. I mean, there's 5 or 10% of other stuff, but it's about my teammates. I'm out there to win for them. And that's it, and that just gives me so much more energy. No matter what happens, I get door killed, I'm laughing to my car, right? I write 200, I'm saying I'm going to go get another 200, so that's what I'm thinking about on a day-to-day basis.
I love it. No, that is fantastic. Because something you said was attitude is a choice. And this is something that, a lot of brand new people can take from this. Attitude is a choice in your mentality. And when you show up, and you might have said this to me a long time ago, or I heard it from somewhere, I'll just give you the credit. Okay. But when you show up to Mr. or Mrs. Jones' house, be the person that you want to talk to, right? Be the person that you want to talk to. Don't show up with your head hanging down or a Sour Patch attitude, because no one's going to want to, right?
Bingo.
Exactly. So no, and anyone on this call, I can tell you that Pat, if you don't already know, he practices the way that he plays. 100% practices the way he plays. I mean, the words that come out of his mouth, it's like second language. That is indeed who Pat Holder is. And I'm very excited for you. You've come a long way, and it's very exciting to see your growth. And I'm really happy for you.
Oh, Ms. Lindsay, my heart is warm right now.
No, I didn't mean to get all warm and fuzzy, but it just came out.
Yeah, mushy gushy on the conference call. Let's go.
It's hump day.
That's right. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.